Sagittarius sexuality. Actually, Sagittarius has quite an uncomplicated natural sexuality because Sagittarius is the sign of the horse, of the animal, you know, like half man, half horse. So they can have very animalistic drives and desires, and they're not so much about controlling or possessing the other, like Scorpio sexualities is about not about possession and, you know, getting into the soul of the other. It's more actually even of a physical need there, you know. It's more like a sport, like it has to be done and I need it. And they're strongly sexual beings, Sagittarius, you know. Mars in Sagittarius, this is like they need so much sex, those people, or Sun in Sagittarius, whatever it is, they need it, but it's not in a such very deep bonding way. It's more like it has to be done and I'm enjoying it, and it's kind of game, it's like a sport, and you have to have a no-nonsense approach to sex to be with them. They might not be like the most romantic person, like romanticizing you, or even if you have a woman with planets in Sagittarius, with Mars in Sagittarius or with Sun in Sagittarius, she might not be so, you know, you might not impress her so much with a romantic candle dinner, looking in the eyes, playing her music. Actually, you can make her laugh with that. It's not gonna turn her on. What's gonna turn her on is like a wild stallion, crazy cowboy, wild rocker, you know, like more natural, let their hair down type of man who makes her laugh, who is a bit not macho. It's not about macho, but it's like free-spirited type of man, a bit like Brad Pitt in Legends of the Fall, who likes to go and do his own thing, you know. And also the same for man in Sagittarius. If they have their Venus in Sagittarius in particular, they'll be drawn to this kind of a natural rock chicks, or, you know, more natural, lively, fun women. They don't need to be romanticized. They don't need to be told how much they love them, to reassure them all the time. And they just, when you have fun, Sagittarius get turned on. You make them laugh, Sagittarius get turned on. You have fun with them, you share ideas, you talk. It's more outward, extroverted type of sexuality they have. You can play, you can stimulate them. And there are two types of Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is a dual sign. So say the first 15 degrees usually of Sagittarius, where the man part of Sagittarius is, are the more intellectual, the more philosophical, so they can be even attracted to have sex with like tantric, which is about the spirituality with someone, that to discover themselves through the sex. They can be very drawn to someone who has strong opinions and strong beliefs, and for instance, they can get very turned on after a debate on philosophy or politics or something, on high-minded matters or some intellectual stimulation, conversation. And the second 15 degrees of Sagittarius, if you have Mars or Venus or Sun there, it's more the animalistic part, where they just want to get it on like a, you know, horse for the sports of that, wild, you know, exciting. And actually, you need to be adventurous with Sagittarius in sex to keep them interested, because Sagittarius, having Venus in Sagittarius men, often together with Venus in Virgo men, are the most prone to cheat. And they don't do it because they want to be sneaky or manipulative, but because they need the freedom and stimulation and diversity. The Sagittarius being a dual sign, they can always juggle more than one relationship, sexual relationships at one time. And Sagittarius is the sign of the wild stallion. They need freedom, and if you start trying to possess them in sex, or in relationship overall, they'll start veering off. Especially when they get married, they can feel too restricted. And if things get too, if sex is stopped because of children, or because of, things are not so interesting anymore, they might start having appetites in another place, just to have the adventure. Not because they want to hurt you, manipulate you, because they feel hurt. They want to have the adventure, the stimulation, someone who makes them laugh, some crazy wild woman, some hippie homos, and some sunny, lively woman. And men with Venus in Sagittarius, they'll be attracted. So if you stay like that, if you want to keep your man interested, give them more adventure, like going to bungee jumping and then making love, or going in the nature even, or, unusual places, more adventurous, more exciting new places, exotic poses as well. Experiment more, try more, or just keep them laughing, keep them stimulated mentally, keep them excited. The excitability is the thing about them, not traditionalism, not repetition, and then they'll feel very happy sexually with you. But otherwise, if things get too boring, as I said, there is a tendency for men and women who have strong Sagittarius to try and might want to try something else. This is one of the signs you have to be careful for. And I'm sure a lot of you say, no, I have Sagittarius, I've never been like that, I'm very loyal, so lucky you. But sometimes this sign is more likely than others, let's say. I'm not saying all of you will do it, more likely than others if you have Venus or Mars in particular, because Mars and Venus are the sexual planets. Yes, so don't restrict them, give them a lot of freedom, let them feel very, very like they can do whatever they want, give them their own space, and they can even love, you cannot be with a Sagittarius if you're too shy. They like people, if you have, if they have Sagittarian influences, they would like shy daisies. Might be interesting for them initially, but if they keep staying like that, Sagittarius doesn't want that. He wants a confident, fun, laughing woman or a man who is there to have fun and to play games and to talk and to, to be stimulating, to be adventurous, excitable. They would love it, and you have their heart for a long time like that. So I think that's most of the things for Sagittarius. Please make sure if you know people with Venus or Mars and Sagittarius to their Sun, give your impressions, share with us, because everyone can learn from your experience. Thank you.